The FDA finally approved this past Monday fully the Pfizer's vaccine for COVID-19. We've got that and more on this episode of the Latino Conservative. Hey guys, thank you for joining me this week. My name is Andrew Alvarez. I'm the Latino Conservative. We're going to talk about the vaccine, what's going on with the vaccine, and some other issues along with the vaccine. This Monday, by now, you've already heard about Pfizer's approval from the FDA on their vaccine. But before we get into that, here's a word from our affiliate. Most everybody's heard of Chime right now. And I have been using previously the other app, what it rhymes with app. Anyway, but I've been using the other app previously, but Chime. Let me tell you something personal experience about Chime. I have increased my credit score, no lie, by 100 points in the span of 2 months using Chime. Now, when you initially get Chime, you're going to get a debit card that is used just like any other debit card. It's a bank account. You can get direct deposit, but what they have on there is a credit builder account. You get a secure credit card that you really and truly don't have to worry about paying because that credit card, that secure credit card, is funded with your direct deposit and you just use it just like your regular card. My credit score has gone up 100 points since then. So I'm gonna drop a link here in the description. Go find it. Now let's get to our stories. So Pfizer has been approved for the COVID vaccine by the FDA. Now there's some weird ties on there that people have already been talking about, brought up, but here's the question, the number one question, reason why I wanted to make this episode in specific. There is a substance out there. It's totally natural. It is grown from the ground, from the earth. It has flowers on it. You know, that whole cannabis plant, marijuana plant, whatever you want to call it, it hasn't been approved. It went into prohibition back in 1937. 1937, that's almost 100 years ago. Think about it, we're in the 2020s. So that is in prohibition right now. FDA has only approved one derivative out of the cannabis plant. Why? There are obvious treatments that are really effective with marijuana. Marijuana is used in treating anxiety. It is used in treating, hey, get this. This is one that a lot of people don't know about. Hunger issues. There's people out there that can't eat because they can't work up an appetite, and marijuana helps that. What it also helps is chronic pain. Now, this is a personal note because, this shirt right now I'm wearing is purple. It's purple for a reason. My sister passed away with lupus. Part of what she developed from lupus is fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia causes you pain every day that you wake up. A lot of my family has it. I know great friends of mine that have fibromyalgia and they hurt every single day. That marijuana helps treat that pain. And get this, other things it does. It kills cancer cells. Kills cancer cells, guys. We've got a cure, a possible cure, rather than sending people through thousands, hundreds of $1,000s worth of treatment, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, all of that. Marijuana kills cancer cells. If you don't believe me, Google it. In fact, here's a screenshot. It treats people with MS, multiple sclerosis, with people that have issues with their muscles tightening up. I did a bike ride a while back called the MS 150. We rode for that cause. I've got a great personal friend that has MS. This could help her, but it's not legal. And it controls nausea. How many of you get sick out there, or how many people know somebody that gets sick and they have nothing else to control it? Oh, there's this Phenagrin that is made with chemicals and other things that we don't know where they come from. But marijuana helps with that. And it's cheap. That really and truly, all it is, to me, it seems like a source of revenue. I can't tell you how convinced I am that if we were to remove the prohibition of marijuana, the cartels wouldn't be nearly as much of an issue. You get illegal immigrants coming over and have these bundles of marijuana coming through, and guess what? It's all illegal, and if they get caught, they can get killed. Their families can get killed. If somebody finds it, they can get killed. If somebody finds it and reports it to the police, they can get put in jail sometimes, and I've seen it before. I can't find the story right now because I'm not looking at it, but they can get sent to jail just for being in possession because they found it. It's a source of revenue. Why don't we make that revenue legal? Let's tax it. Colorado, Washington are doing it already, right? Tax it, control it like alcohol. You know, I think one of the only side effects that this marijuana has that could be dangerous, maybe impaired judgment. It helps people with seizures. It helps stop seizures. So why not do something about it? Now get this, if you're driving, if you're somebody that has a history of seizures, but you're able to drive, if you can feel that oncoming and you take however it is you take it, it could help stop that so you're a safe driver now. Go figure. But no, they want to keep these chemicals going through our systems because they don't want to cure the disease. Big Pharma does not want to cure the disease. They just want to treat it. Guess what happens if they cure the disease? If they cure everything, all of our ailments, guess what happens? They lose customers. So this COVID vaccine has been approved. Some weird ties to it. One of the directors of the NIH is this lady. This is Christine Grady. She's one of the directors of the National Institute of Health in the bioethics field. So here's a screenshot from Google. Whenever I decided to go in and type NIH role in COVID-19. Our COVID-19 research response is helping to create safe and accurate test, treatment, and vaccine. So while she may not have approved the actual vaccine herself, she had a role in it. You have to acknowledge that as part of the NIH, and this is an official government entity. Their website is nih.gov, National Institute of Health is what it's called. She had a role in the vaccine creation, distribution, and whatnot, approval. She's also married to this guy here, Dr. Anthony Fauci. We all know Dr. Anthony Fauci, know what he is, know what he does. He's the guy that says masks work, masks don't. He's got about as many questionable emails to China as Hillary has questionable emails, and Hunter Biden had questionable emails that just decided to disappear. So how do they tie into Pfizer? I don't know. It's not a question I have the answer to. But I do know that they are tied. They have to be tied because of that. Pfizer could not get approval without their consent. Now, granted, the FDA sent the approval, but do you think the FDA worked alone? No. They have to go through all of these clinical trials and tests and everything, which, by the way, it took them only 2 years to do all of that. 2 years to do all of that, and we're almost at 100 years for marijuana. But I have no question in my mind that something is tied up there. Don't know what it is. But let's talk about the efficacy of this vaccine. Now, if you follow me on TikTok, you might have put together what I've already started talking about. And again, I'm going to preface this part by saying I am not talking, or I'm not saying that it is or it isn't effective. I'm just putting a couple ties together so you can make the decision on your own. By now, everyone's heard that Governor Greg Abbott has tested positive for COVID-19. He's vaccinated. He wears a mask too, by the way. He's got multiple pictures of him wearing a mask. You may have also heard that Reverend Jesse Jackson and his wife have been hospitalized with COVID-19. They got vaccinated. They are actually, they are far left. So they are pushing that narrative that you have to get the vaccine to prevent the spread, right? Oh, and they wear masks too. But if they are getting the vaccine and then they are getting sick, what's the point of the vaccine? I'm not saying don't take it, because here's the benefit of the vaccine. It helps the individual. in my opinion. It helps the individual because it protects me. I'm vaccinated. I got it right here. But it protects me against extreme symptoms. I might have had it. I don't know. If I had it, I couldn't tell you if I did or not. My theory, this is only a theory, that people are getting vaccinated, as I think they should, but it's your right to make that choice. People are getting vaccinated, and they are getting COVID-19 and don't know. They don't know because they can't feel the symptoms because that vaccine is working the way it should for them. So they, as carriers of the disease now, are out in public because they don't think they're sick. Now they're spreaders. So my theory is that this vaccine could actually be causing the spread or contributing to it at least. I think there's a few other issues that cause a spread, like a bunch of people that we just brought in from another country that weren't wearing masks, and I can pretty much assure you they're not vaccinated. We brought them by the plane loads. They're refugees. I get it. They need help. I get that totally. But that's a whole different topic. Or like people that are coming across the southern border, not tested, not vaccinated, not masked. Those coupled with people who don't know they are carrying the virus because they can't feel the symptoms, I think those are all big key players in what's causing the spread of the virus. So we've got an approved vaccine. We've got it. Okay. I get it. We got that vaccine. Nothing I can do, nothing you can do will change that. It's approved. But why can't we get marijuana FDA approved? What harm does it cause? I tell you what harm it causes. Primarily to those minority groups. Because, let's face it. We're the biggest users. We're the biggest carriers. We bring it over. We sell it. That's our hustle. That's some people's hustle. They make their living off of that. So why make it not approved? Why not end prohibition on that? Hey guys, thanks for letting me rant and rave at you again today. Don't forget, if you like the content I have, please like, share. Do the subscribe, sign up for alerts. All of those things that you do on social media to follow somebody. If you drop a comment, please, that helps out a whole lot. That helps out the algorithm. If you want to help me out, click that little link. If you don't have time, download it. And it helps both of us out, actually. Just so you know, it's not just for me. That's why it's an affiliate. It helps both of us out. I do this totally 100% free, but your support helps me be a voice. And don't forget, my name is Andrew Alvarez. I'm the Latino Conservative, and always be a voice.